Okay, I got a piece of cherry here. You can see it's developed some cracks as it was drying out. Still about 12%, but I'm ready to start working on this piece. So I'm going to try to repair that and seal it up and stop the progression of that crack. Got some ideas, and that'll be next. The stuff I'm going to use on this crack to fill it up is I'm going to use a 2-part epoxy resin, and as well as filling up the crack, it should add a lot of bonding strength to that end and maybe stop the progression of the crack. This brand here is called Easy Cast, easy for me to say. Anyway, it's a very low viscosity material, and it will go all the way to the end of that crack, which is what you want. Since it soaks into the wood so well, I'm going to tint this stuff. It's a transparent dye made for this resin. It's called Casting Craft, and I bought 3 different colors so I can blend them and get any color I want. I'm looking for an amber color, which is going to be the finished color of that cherry wood when I'm finished. So next is get the crack prepared for the pour. Okay, the instructions say to warm this stuff up to 70, 75 degrees or something like that. So they say use warm water for 10 minutes. This water is a little bit too warm, I think, so I'm going to take this stuff out and let it cool just a little while, not long, before I use it. Make sure all the water is away from it. You don't want no water in your mix. Alright, I think this stuff's ready. I haven't got much left, and the least amount I've got here is the hardener, so I'm going to pour it out first. I'm going to use all of it. Okay, it's about half a shot or less. Now I'm going to make a mark on this one to indicate the same level as close as I can to the other one. So got to mix it by volume, which makes it tougher than doing it by weight, but it's got to be exactly right. If it's not, it'll never harden. So I got a mark in there now, and I'm going to fill to that mark. Alright, they appear to be the same level. Now, it says to mix it for 3 minutes. It says to get it all in there. And you want to get it all because you just measured it out. So you want to try to get all of it out, so that you're still equal quantities. Now, there's still some on this stick, so I'm going to get a new stick for the other stuff. Pour it in. Now, this still has some on it too, so I'm going to get a 3rd stick to do the mixing. This part where you gotta stir it for 3 minutes. It'll start out cloudy and then it'll clear up as it gets mixed. You can see it, it's obvious. Alright, it's not been 3 minutes, but it's time to add some the tint. I'm gonna start with the yellow. This amber color I'm looking for is this color, basically. And it takes a lot of yellow. I'm gonna do about 8 drops of yellow. Now I'm going to use 2 drops of red, but it's really by eye and a little bit of trial and error. Now I'm going to use 2 drops of blue to darken it up. That's it. Now we'll adjust that if I have to. Let's see how it looks when done. Takes a little bit to get it blended. Alright, so now I gotta change to another glass because the instructions say to. Other than that, I don't know why. So I think they want to make sure that none of that hardener stuck to the side of the first glass. So we'll clean that out a little bit. And once again, I want to change sticks. Stick number 4. It says now stir for another minute. Alright, it hadn't been a minute, but I'm going to get over here and get ready to start pouring. Alright. Use a stick, it helps guide it down or put it where you want it. I want to have more of it here at this thick crack than I am anywhere else. I got multiple layers of tape on there to kind of create a small dam so that I can get a little more material, a little more head on that material, and try to let gravity do its thing, get it in there. Now it's gonna run down that crack a little bit slowly, so you have there's bubbles coming out where it's running in. You have to tend it for a while till you get where that slows down a little bit. I want to get this first crack, make sure it's going to take the most material, make sure I got enough to get it filled. Yeah, it's going in. Yeah, I can see it going through that tape. It's all the way down to here now. Looks like I'm going to have plenty of material because these other cracks won't take near this much. And once you got it mixed, you got to get after it, but you got enough time to get it on here. Now this material is it's soaking into the wood and filling the crack, but it's outgassing too as the hardener and resin react. There's gas coming out. So you're gonna lose a little bit of material. It's gonna shrink a little bit because of that. Not a lot, but you come in tomorrow and look at this, it'll be below surface level because it's lost some material. A little bit below. And if it's too far, just do it, put another coat right on top. It'll blend together just fine. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes and looks like everything's slowed down now. Stuff's starting to set up just a little bit. It's still pliable, but it's, you can tell it's getting a little bit thicker. But I think it's done. Now it's going to take 2 days for this to completely harden, and then I'll come back with a sander, and of course get tape off, but I'll come back with a sander and clean all that up. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, this resin is now fully cured, and I've done a rough sand on everything, especially the end here. This piece of wood is now much stronger, and it's square and not looking too bad. Some of those cracks didn't quite fill all the way to the surface, but they're filled in the bottom. I may go back and do a second pour. I haven't decided yet, but so far it's not looking too bad. That resin color, it's kind of rough looking right now, but it'll shine up a little bit when I finally put a finish on this piece, and then the color should match too to the final color. So anyway, there it is. Later.